The Demon King has been destroyed. The most amazing member of the Seven Deadly Sins, Escanor, I'm actually going to move his picture back here out of respect, has died. And now, you know, what a lot of people assume was going to be the warm ending to the series does not seem to be the case. Because there were theories that the series was going to continue onward. Whether or not that was the case was, again, very much up to speculation, because Nakaba said that the series was really only going to be 3 arcs. It's going to, you know, we already had, you know, the Demon King ending on the 3rd and seemingly being the final villain, but he's not, because now we have some nice foreshadowing for the Mother of Chaos coming back. And I'm really hoping, for one, that either Nakaba switches it from what was set up in the movie. The movie's not canon, but I imagine that he's, you know, got intentions from it that he was going to keep towards the canon. Or he ends up altering it in a way that, you know, you're able to get this nice twist of, you know, allegedly Mama Hawk being the Mother of Chaos. It could, again, be really interesting the way he takes it. I'm hoping so. I've seen a lot of people annoyed with it online, the fact that it's not ending, and the reason that I'm very much pleased with the fact that it's getting another arc is because, as I've expressed, I haven't really liked this most recent arc. I didn't really like the Demon King. I didn't really like a lot of the decisions Nakaba made in the writing of the story. And I didn't want the series to end off on a negative note for me. I actually have been reading the series since when Chapter 1 came out, and I want it to end on a good note. I'd like the series to get a much more comfortable ending than anything else. And allegedly the Mother of Chaos can just create beings, so, you know, maybe it would, you know, it'd be a nice explanation of like, oh, well, where do these characters come from? You know, whatever the Mother of Chaos's legion will be once she arises and decides to start, you know, doing her thing. There are aspects that, again, could really carry the series back into good graces. I haven't seen a lot of people, again, be very pleased with what's been going on with, you know, the sad portrayal of the Demon King, but once again, I would rather the series get on a good note than on a bad note. But anyway, let's talk about the series itself. Well, the chapter itself. So the characters all, you know, leaving out from the battle. You know, sunlight is starting to pierce the clouds and come back to the land of Britannia. Characters are celebrating that the old calamity is over, and now they're gonna, you know, start having a feast, getting festive and having fun. But some of them, Gilthunder for one, is aware of the death of Escanor, and Escanor being, you know, not only one of the 7 Deadly Sins, but, you know, I think the most heroic out of them, probably the most likable when it comes to a lot of aspects, at least the skinnier Escanor. I said younger, but that doesn't make sense. You know, the skinnier Escanor, he was just a very nice guy in all aspect. And then you had, you know, the might of Sunshine Escanor. He was just an all-around likable guy, on top of already having, you know, a pretty lots of well-placed out flex moments. He ended up getting a pretty good character on top of that, which, again, very nice, and it was sad to see him go. But the characters, you know, they're gonna drink on his behalf. They want to honor his life. You know, you have, what, Hauser, Gilthunder, and oh god, I'm forgetting that last dude's name. Whatever his name is, but I don't care about him. He's not important. Hauser at least is somewhat cool, his whole tornado stuff. Gilthunder's lightning guy, and the last dude, Dreyfus's son, is just kind of there. At least he's not getting creepy pedoed on by, what's the guy's name, Slater or Threader? I don't remember, the masked dude. But now when they're kind of all doing this, here pops up Vivian, and she's having this whole, like, bumbling over how the balance of light and darkness, when it goes, it's now time for chaos to reign supreme. And obviously we know that, you know, it's leading up to the Mother of Chaos. And luckily for Gilthunder, because, well, you know, he was dreading ever seeing Vivi again. It looks like she died, but we had Dreyfus end up come and save her, heal her up, and now she's got a thing for him instead. And, you know, healed up, now able to, well, I say able to do something, but her character just comes off as annoying in all aspects. I don't think anybody's really liked her character at any point. I think she's always just come off as somebody rather irritating, I would go with. I mean, really, what else is there? So next week, for some reason, there's going to be a break, and I am looking forward to seeing like what exactly Nakaba is going to, what he's actually going to bring in this next thing, because it was a spot for the series to end. It was definitely a spot where the series could have left off, and no, he could have gone to a new work, maybe a spin-off, but he's straight continuing. And I think this very much not only follows up with the whole theory about, you know, Merlin and Arthur becoming the seventh member of the Seven Deadly Sins after Escanor's passing. And there's actually, very interestingly enough, when you look at the setup, the Mother of Chaos, and this whole like kind of discussion between them and Vivian about it, and then the panel you get where you have Meliodas and crew all spread out, actually kind of looks like the Last Supper, which, you know, was, I'm trying, like, you know, the whole like big Christian painting, you know, the event before Jesus died. I'm wondering if that's coincidental or, you know, maybe intentional by Nakaba. Maybe he's hinting at something, you know, as this could be, you know, leading up to a bigger thing. Again, I'm wondering if we'll get something like, oh, there's other demon kings out there in the world, because the one over in Britannia seemed to be about Britannia's demon king. And we do know that Nanashi still needs, for some reason, to exist. Again, if Nanashi's thing is like, oh yeah, man, I remember this. There's, you know, over here, you know, nudge, 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 nudge. Hey, look, the Japan, like, kind of area. The Japanese possible demons and Japanese demon king. Man, I wonder where they could come from. But that whole thing is all up to theory. It's all up to speculation. I want to know whether or not he's going to make this like an event, or is it going to be like an arc? Because the Demon King was like an event. He really was just kind of his own guy, and they just fought him for a long period of time. The Mother of Chaos seems to be able to create monsters, so I imagine that she could just forge her own, you know, crew, unless she's already got it somewhere in the world. There was some nice foreshadowing at the end, when, you know, they're asking Vivi about it, and they say, you know, go ask Merlin, like, Merlin's gonna be the one to know. And Merlin, being as secretive as she is, could be, like, a reason to really make her character more interesting. Because really, other than, Merlin as a character has just kind of been, like, ass pull out of nowhere. She just pulls spells out of completely thin air, and it's like, hey, look, convenient to what's going on. But if it turns out maybe she's switching sides, maybe she's actually a, you know, part of the Mother of Chaos, maybe she is, you know, getting ready to betray them, or maybe she's been so like tied to Arthur because she sees Arthur as the person that will, you know, defeat the Mother of Chaos. And I think that would be a nice setup for the future. Again, possibly a continuation. It's not really known at the moment what Nakaba's full plans are. I'm wondering in that translations, because this is definitely a fan translation for this chapter, when it says, you know, there's going to be a break next week, but then it says on February 3rd, and like, February? Is it, you know, going to be on break for 2 months, maybe? I don't know. I'm very curious about that one, but not too sure on that. But Nakaba's got a plan. I think that is obvious. I think he's going to be presenting us with, you know, with whatever his scheme is soon. I'm just hoping that the Mother of Chaos ends up as a better villain than the Demon King. And again, I've mentioned this before, I think it'll do a lot of good for the series, because if the Demon King, instead of the final villain, was just some surprise villain at the end of an arc, then that's fine. That won't be a problem. He'll just be, oh yeah, I'm a big powerful guy, and they overcame the really powerful guy and they beat him. It was him as a final villain that really, like, stuck into a bad spot for the series, because it just left a sour taste in your mouth. And it's not like, you know, certain other series where there was a rushing involved, and you could tell by the pace pickup. You don't know what the specifics were behind the scenes, but it's like, damn, that sucks. Whereas Seven Deadly Sins, like, he had a solid 30 chapters to work on the Demon King. He could have given 1 or 2 of those to a flashback, find out more about his character, but nothing. And not only that, the dude just got kind of like beaten up for 30 chapters by pretty much everybody that walked out on screen. But anyway, comment below, tell me your thoughts are about this chapter, what your thoughts about the series getting another arc. I know there's some people, again, that are, you know, would rather it end I would rather it end on a good note, so maybe we get another arc where we find out more about the world. Maybe we start expand outside of Britannia and really see, like, you know, a further extent that Nakaba has. Because just because Nakaba has dropped the ball in this last part doesn't mean I don't think he's capable of writing more stuff in the future. I think that he just didn't build the Demon King up, and he made a bad decision by taking away Male Starossa. Male should have been the final villain, or at least the one of that arc, you know, in between light and darkness, a fallen angel that was the loser of the love triangle between the main character and his, you know, his waifu. Whatever, not honestly as big of a deal as the fact that we now have room to really hammer out like a better arc and a better ending for the series. But anyway, comment below. Tell me what your thoughts are on this. Like I said, thumbs up if you prefer the like button and subscribe button, and check out my other videos. From that, I appreciate everybody's already subscribed. So thank you all for listening. Bye.